As we head into the weekend here in Israel, one question on everyone's mind is, will the United States strike the Islamic Republic of Iran? And if so, will Iran strike back at Israel? As tensions rise and the U.S. warships take position in the Middle East, Israel and the region remain on high alert. Joining us now to discuss the latest updates and the situation inside of Iran following the massacre of thousands of protesters is Iran expert at the Institute for National Security Studies, Ben Sabti, and CEO and founder of the Israel Defense and Security Forum, Brigadier General Amir Avivi. Thank you both for joining us today.
Hi, thank you.
Amir,
thank you very much.
Amir, let's start with you. For the past 2 weeks, every weekend, Israelis and Iranians have been anticipating that the strike will happen. So everyone really wants to know, how likely is it that the United States will strike Iran this weekend? And after President Trump promised, of course, that help was on the way, what are the calculations for the delay?
Well, I think there are several considerations of the U.S. government, of the president. One thing is, it's a very complicated plan, because this is not just about attacking a military site or a nuclear site. This is about the goal to bring down the regime. And to do so, it's a completely different kind of planning. You have to plan how you deal with the leadership, how you deal with the centers of government, with the media, with Basil forces, with the Revolutionary Guards. How do you weaponize the people of Iran? How do you mobilize them? This is not the kind of war the U.S. has been preparing for many, many years. So just looking at it from a planning point of view, this is a very, very complicated issue. Then you have to amass the forces. And the U.S. have been amassing them in the last months. And also you have to train. And we see the training now. And as all this is happening, there is international considerations. President Trump needs to build legitimacy globally. It was focused in the last week in Davos. He was building this peace body for not only for Gaza, but a kind of new UN. So there are many things going on which affect the timetable in which the U.S. will strike. So it's very, very difficult to predict a clear timetable. Because of all these considerations, it will be really like betting, in the casino. I don't know. But I think that the main issue is that while the U.S. is making all these preparations and we're waiting for a U.S. strike, two other scenarios might happen before. One is a preemptive Iranian attack, which is very, very dangerous. And the Israeli government has been threatening Iran again and again in the last 2 weeks. Even yesterday, the Prime Minister addressed it again and warned Iran from an attack on Israel. And the Iranians are considering this attack, and they're training for it, and they're enhancing their readiness. It's not a good scenario.
So I would
like to see a preemptive.
Yeah, so I want to turn to Benny now and also ask, Iranians are still in a digital blackout. But what we have seen coming out of Iran, the videos, the testimonies, really horrific, thousands killed, many more wounded, arrested, daily executions. From what you know, what is the status today of the protests and of the Iranian people, and also the status of the regime?
Yes, so there are no protests today in Iran for this last week since the big depression and the big massacre that was there. Some claim that there were 20,000 casualties, some say it was 40,000 and maybe more. But the number is huge, really. And about 400,000 wounded people. This is also a huge number. It means that maybe 4 or 5 million people were out there if we have 400,000 wounded. Maybe this is the more important number even to understand the protests that were there. But today there is no protest. What we have today is the influence, the effect of the protests and the threats of President Trump and the forces that are coming to Persian Gulf. The economy is collapsing and collapsing. The inflation of last month is about 70% by the official numbers. So God knows what is the real number. 90% inflation of fruits and food products. This is a huge disaster for Iranians and Iran economy. So we can be sure that protests can come back. They don't still have money. They don't have still water, electricity. And you know who has all this? The regime. The leader, his generals, those who attack us and threaten us, and they aim to Israel their missiles. These are the people that have the water and the electricity, and the people know that. So they are against the regime more and more. The more time I think President Trump takes to attack or not even attack Iran, it's better for the protests. I think he knows what he's doing, because he said in the morning, I want that my attacks, that U.S. attacks will help the protests to go on again. So I think he is doing a wise thing.
So, Amir, I want to come back to you. You know, you had mentioned the possibility of a preemptive Iranian strike. You know, Israel has so far stayed very quiet on the issue of any potential U.S. strike. I mean, what is the Israeli position here? And should the U.S. decide to pursue this military option, would Israel likely join?
So Israel is saying the U.S. have their plans. We are dealing with our own interests and our own plans. Of course, there is a coordination. Of course, we share intelligence. But Israel is saying if we need to do ourselves a preemptive attack, we'll do that. We're not going to wait. So we're monitoring very, very closely what is going on in Iran. And if at a certain point Israel will feel that things are deteriorating and America is not ready yet, we might see an Israeli preemptive attack before the U.S. attack. So we said 3 scenarios. It's either Iranian preemptive attack, Israeli preemptive attack, or the U.S. finalizing all the preparations and U.S.-led attack with coordination regionally with Israel, sharing intelligence, and so on. Now, obviously, in all the scenarios, Iran will shoot Israel. So if the U.S. attacks and Iran retaliates by shooting Israel, obviously Israel will join. And this regime, you know, it's imminent. This regime is going down. The regime will fall eventually. How it will happen, how much time it will take, of course, it's very difficult to predict. And I'm sure that the moment the attack will start, there will be a clear call to the Iranian people. This is your time to rise. This is your time to fight. Storm all the, you know, government sites and so on. And they will be weaponized as much as possible. And we're entering a very defining period of time. I hope, or I think that we might actually, you know, have peace with Iran even before we have peace with Saudi Arabia.
Well, that sounds...
We're talking about extending the Abraham Accords. Who knows? Maybe Iran will join even before other countries.
Well, that sounds like a very optimistic future. Ben, you know, I want to ask, do you share that optimism? Do you believe that this regime's days are, in fact, numbered?
Yes, as Amir said, in the security and foreign policy issues, and as I said before, how many challenges and problems this regime has. They promised their people not to become North Korea, and they are now worse, I think, than North Korea. The internet is not back, and the Iranian had this only thing, this one thing in their life, to be free in the net, to talk to other people, to send messages to Israelis, and to see how beautiful and nice Israelis or other Western countries with the good values are. So now they are disconnected and they are very angry, and they want the regime to be brought down. They are with allies. And Amir said about Abraham Accords. Many Iranians, they have their accords. They have their name for these agreements. They call it Cyrus Accords. So we are in the same page with the Iranian people. And we had 4 months ago an internal poll from the Iranian regime, from the Iranian government, that it was supposed to be secretly, but it was revealed to the media. It says that 92% of the Iranian people are against the regime, not satisfied, not because of the inflation. No, they are against the whole regime. So we have our allies, the protests, the attacks by US, by Israel, they are all the same. We are going to make a surgery to Iran, a good surgery. So I think those things to combine today, and we can bring a better day for all the region.
Well, let's certainly hope so. And of course, very dramatic days ahead. Amir Avivi, Ben Safdie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.